the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463.
The Sphere Network. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today at advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Baptiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680.
What's up, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Technocrats. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere on the interwebs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snappity chatting at G Hawkins. That's Hawkins with a Z. And I'm sitting here with none other than Mr. Jonathan Davis. Jay, what's going on, my man?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good on this 2018 MLK Day.
2018 MLK, man.
Yeah.
Martin Luther had a dream.
Yes.
He had a dream that we get more technology in our hands. Because I need a little bit more. I need some working technology because I got some issues going on right now that need to be repaired. But how's your 2018 going, man?
It's going pretty good, bro. I have to say, it's flying by fast for me and everything. And I know it's flying by fast for you. It's just days are long. We got crazy weather.
Yeah.
We got crazy entertainment and politics in the news every day.
Always. I can't even stay focused on tech with all the politics and stuff. I need an attorney in my pocket. There's so much other stuff that's going on.
But how you been doing, though? How have you been? What have you been most excited about? One of the new shows. I know you got a lot of new shows that started recently. What is one of the things right now? I know you like everything that you're working on, but is there anything in particular that you really want our people that's tuning in Technocrats to check out?
We've got a strong lineup of independent podcasters that are coming to record with us, which is great because we built a facility that allows for people to come in and bring their dreams to fruition. Mm-hmm. So, and that includes, but is not limited to Millennials and Money. They're doing an excellent job. The Lifted Lifestyles doing a fantabulous job. So many other shows, Les Hot Pair, like there's shows that are really good and shows that we're working up to a launch date, like Beyond the Bookshelf, like Re-Engage, like Bossy Woman's Guide, like Making Money Moves, like all these other shows that people are ready to rock and roll, and the consultancy, like great show ideas and concepts that people are excited to bring to the table. And I'm just excited to be a part of it because people have dreams and they want to get them out. And why not utilize technology to make that happen? This is what it's here for. And we've done it. We've taken it and pushed it to its limits, broken it and fixed it and broke it again. And, why not have technology do that for somebody else? So I'm just excited I'm just sitting back cheerleading on these people's shows because I'm just happy to see them come to life.
That's good. They have, and the viewers have a great selection of things to choose from. And one day maybe we can disclose how many hours of content we have available for our viewers.
And that's a crazy thing because it's so there's a lot of great content that's coming out of these doors each and every day. And just internally we put together about 12 to 13 hours a week of content, let alone these independent shows. which, will surpass that number probably before March. They'll be putting out more content than we do as a sphere, which is great because I want it to surpass it. I want them to grow. So anybody that's out here watching, you're listening, you're tuned in, you've got a show idea, hit us up. Shoot us an email over to podcasting@thesphere.tv, or go to the website at thesphere.tv/start podcasting if you want to share your ideas with us, and hopefully it's something we can help bring to life. So that's what I want to do. Speaking of stuff being brought to life, man, we've got a lot of things on the Runner Show that are of interest, and some things I think we're going to get stuck on because of conversations that are happening. But I want to start with this India's internet and how they've decided to deliver internet, and that's with freaking lasers. So, Jay, let's talk a little bit about this, man. What's going on with India and this new group called X, the subsidiary of Alphabet, and delivering some internet?
Well, X out of Alphabet has pretty much caught the wave, and they see all this new technology that's coming out of India. And it's kind of surprising with this article talk about how many people don't have access to high-speed internet. It scatters some around India. Although here in the States, when you call anything for advanced technology, you end up getting routed to them, outsourced to them. But you would think that would be like a huge metropolitan complex area where you can access people that would be accessing high-speed internet. But it says it's contrary. It's over 900 million people still without high-speed internet. And so what this team were doing, they call it the engines of Alphabet, is that they're able to emit these lasers and they just send them throughout the signal into the sky. And it's kind of something similar to what Tesla did many years ago in the ionosphere. But one of the big things that's here is that we know when we talk about running high-speed internet, we think about fiber optic cable. But imagine if you was able to beam and stream forth a light that goes into the sky, and that it's able to carry circuits and route within the air. It's kind of like we do with the cellular tower things today, but people can tie in and tap into it. So they was able to do this within a certain mile radius successfully and getting the speeds of fiber.
Now, they're saying that it's 900 million people are without regular broadband, right? So we're talking almost 1 billion people that don't have current connectivity. Do you think that this is that type of technology that not only can service India, but do you think that this will help rule America as well? Do you think that this is that thing that we've kind of been waiting for to supersede what we're doing right now with DirecTV and their internet over satellite and stuff like that?
Right. So the big push is to get other countries that don't have infrastructure such as us. And to me, just utilizing the air like you use regular cell towers, but different frequencies and different range and spectrums from light, this will help advance actually faster to get these people who don't have access to the internet, because you're not boring holes to the ground, digging, doing construction, worrying about ordering cable to lay in the transatlantic and interconnect the world. But what I realize what's going to help speed this along, I feel Facebook is going to come along. Facebook going to say, okay, we want to throw some money here too. Because you know why? It goes back to an episode we had before.
I know where you're going. Go ahead.
With those drones. That Zuckerberg said that he's going to have those drones and give individuals free internet. But the thing is, we're talking about speeds that surpass what we even imagine what they do it. Yeah.
So walk with me on this, right? Because obviously, for those that are watching us right now, we did an episode when we talked about Facebook, and we showed you the video footage of these super large drones that were literally deploying internet access down. And we can even go even further back where we talked an episode about Google delivering internet via balloons, which obviously that kind of went by the wayside. Talked about a little bit, people got excited, then it just kind of evaporated. Nobody had talked anything about this. If this can work and function, do you foresee or do you believe that this will one day be our optimum and only or standard mode of transportation for internet access to and from people's homes?
I believe it will. I believe that it's very possible this would be the new standard in replacement of fiber optic cable being laying underground, burial or aerial.
So how do you think that plays into people like Comcast, people like AT&T, as far as someone like a Google really playing in this field? Because you're literally talking about disruption at a level that we've never seen before for internet access.
This is major disruption. This is what I was worrying about, trying to conceive how will they be able to monetize this, because if they got this technology under wraps to where you're able to stream and beam farm a certain frequency where you can tie in to get into fiber, okay, think about it. It's going to be the disruption, and because right now, regular fiber optic cable helps so many different industries, so many major players. The people who make the actual, the people who do the boring,
Sure.
the supply chain logistics part, getting the stuff in the sand and making the glass and fiber optic and tubing, the different people who bring the plastics and other raw materials. Okay, then we'll look at, too, the people who get paid money to do the actual boring on the ground and then doing the connections and the technicians and things. Now, we're able to start bringing in towers and high-end equipment that can string forth these light signals that can go through the air and wind and even the rain. Okay, we're cutting out so many other parts of pieces to get these deliverables to people and to businesses and infrastructure. I'm thinking that this is it's two things. I would like to see this, but I'm wondering, is the world ready for this?
I mean, that's a lot of change, right? Because we're not, as you just mentioned, you're talking about a lot of different jobs, a lot of different facilities that happen to give someone the opportunity to plug a cable into the wall to get internet access, right? So, and once this is solidified at the internet level, once this is workable and doable and sustainable and stable, then the question becomes, well, how do I deliver TV? How do I deliver any source of telecommunications in any form of facet? Because this literally disrupts all of that. And then we start adding other things like, can this deliver power? Can this, you see what I'm saying? So the conversation continues to grow. I mean, this could literally change how we do business, period.
Right.
Like, period. Right. I can't even, I'm trying to fathom how far this could play out, but you're talking no more construction.
You wouldn't necessarily need it in a sense, because I think about far as the materials, things you would need to be able to just send forth light and beaming throughout the air and the sky.
Yeah.
Also, too, I think about the power sources. The power sources, you wouldn't necessarily need to have any big power stations being tied into the grid. You probably could actually do this now with the technology with Tesla solar and things down from the sun or wind. And just strategically lay these things out around the earth and just send signals like Tesla originally tried to do before.
Jay, you're getting me too excited, man. I got to pull out of this one because it's too much. It's too much tech talk for me. No, I'm joking, but I like this, man. And we want to know, for those that are watching us right now, Apollo, I saw you tuned in. For anybody else that's tuned in via Facebook Live, for anybody else that's aware of the different things we have going on, let us know. What do you think? Do you think this, not fiber, but laser-based internet access, is something that you would like to see in your home or in your business? Shoot us an email, technocrats@thesphere.tv, or hit us up via social media @thesphere.tv. Use our hashtag Technocrats. So before we move on, this particular portion of the show is actually sponsored by the good old ladies at Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 million of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39% of adults say they don't have enough in savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or send an email over to info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask them how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finances are the new faces of the new age of financial services. So, one of the big things that has kind of popped off here recently, and this is something that happens every year, is good old Consumer Electronics Show 2018.
Yes.
Now, for those that are unaware, this happens in Vegas every year, usually that first or going into that second weekend of January. And this is the place that if you're a techie, this is where you want to be. you got all the new toys, the new fun stuff for those that are watching right now. You get an idea to see what you can see when being at CES 2018, whether it's just displays that are happening, whether it's different type of modules that you can go to. You get to see the cutting edge technology that people are working on. And Jay, we're not talking about stuff that necessarily is ready for production.
Right.
Sometimes these are things that people are just dreaming up. These are things that people want to see come to fruition, but they just don't know how to make it happen.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I can think of a couple of things that really stood out to me a couple of years ago was Google's initiative to work in Fabric that had some type of connectivity where you could touch and you could mimic movements on your cell phone and things like that through the Fabric.
Yeah.
And then just so happened, I think it was like maybe a month or two ago, I think on a previous show, we mentioned that Levi's had a jacket utilizing that Google technology, and we first saw it at CES. So it's all kind of things that may not necessarily be ready for the mainstream, but they're slowly working on rolling some stuff out that's just crazy, great, good tech gooiness for CES. So I want to take a look at a few things that we did see. A couple of things, some products that were kind of on the big scope for CES. And one of those things was virtual reality. Now, VR hadn't popped off like what we expected it to as of yet, but we're still seeing pushes, right? We talked about Oculus doing their standalone, which is, I think, that next piece. Everybody wants to get to the standalone world. And people have some VR headsets. Google Daydream did their thing, and we saw, I've seen images of a new headset that kind of did what Google, Google Glass wanted to do, but did it in a better view. I don't know if they had it necessarily at CES, but I know the article came out right around the same time. Okay. But what do you think from a place that we're at now? We're talking 2018 CES, Consumer Electronics Show. Do you think VR is where it needs to be? Do you think we're at some type of precipice where we can expect VR to take over like we dreamed? No pun intended with Daydream. I mean, what's your thoughts on VR?
Okay, actually, I'm a little surprised at VR. I was thinking VR would have been had a big success in consumer, being the consumerism side of the business, as opposed really it's just going to more of the business side and the corporate. People are finding different unique ways to bring it into the office for us, the engineering and the health trades and some of the entertainment trades and businesses such as that. But for us people having with their handsets, they haven't pushed enough the volume with the VR at all, like people was anticipating. And even though we had big players there at the CES show, we had Intel that showed up, we had HTC, you had the Oculus Rift, and they all did nice, unique things. But at the end of the day, I don't really see no big driver for me as a consumer or most of the people in my peer group who just want to get their hands on early tech to really want to buy this or really utilize it once you do buy it as a daily driver or anything like that. It's like a good novelty to have, the touch, but if you buy it right now, it seems like it's going to be obsolete in some kind of way in a couple months.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've seen that a lot in all new technology. You mentioned Tesla in an earlier conversation. And with that, I can think about how in their car releases, every iteration, they just drop a new software date that keeps them all up to date. But every now and then they'll add new hardware, and then it makes the original car obsolete. Right. And they do that almost every 6 months. So as a consumer, you're talking new technology, and they weren't too far away from CES when people were bringing out their vehicles, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. But we see hardware kind of lackadaisically bypass consumers by just one iteration, and then now you felt like you're holding the bag. And I'm sure a lot of Daydream owners for Google VR, definitely all the Google Glass folks, all these people have felt like, man, I adopted this early tech. I saw it at CES, but it's dead on arrival 6 months later. So
that's it. So to our Facebook subscribers, we look forward to one day, hopefully, you can watch us on VR. And something in the future.
That would be dope.
But we'll give you some of that good content. But Facebook subscribers, unfortunately, we come into a conclusion and end with you. We appreciate you always tuning in and joining us. But you can always check that episode dropping later on tonight, this evening. And make you something good to watch on MLK Day. And also tomorrow, you're going to have the snowstorms and ice. But we ask that you subscribe to our show on all major platforms, including iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. Also, continue to let your friends, your family, everyone know that they can subscribe to us on Facebook as well, and continue to hit that share button. Please continue to review our show. We appreciate any type of constructive feedback that you may give us. Like I said, we always give you our contact info where you can hit us up. We like and we enjoy to read different things and how we can improve. And also, as you can see here, the Spear is constantly and wisely using the investments and the donations, and we're bringing more and more on the team to give you the content you want. We ask that you please, as you go to the www.thespear.tv/donate, you can look there and see about our mission to bring rich, inspiring content each and every week. And if you notice there on that webpage, you see we have a single donation, and also we offer where you can donate on a Patreon. On a single amount is $1 a month, or you want to give $5 a week, whatever, anything to help continue with the progression of here at the Spirit Network.
Coins.
Coins too, Bitcoins as well. We do accept Bitcoins.
Coins.
We are cutting edge on the Technocrats here. So Facebook subscribers, we love you and hope you enjoy your night and stay warm.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So let's hop back into this conversation. One of the coolest things I saw, and I want to make sure we get an idea of this, was the store on wheels concept from Toyota, right?
Okay.
So this was the e-pallet. Now, a lot of people compared this to what we saw in what was that? In Black Mirror. There was an episode of Black Mirror, and I don't know who all watches that. For those that tune into the show, you probably watch Black Mirror, and that's cool. So there's this little autonomous vehicle that's delivering pizza that hits a guy in Black Mirror, and it's a part of this whole other thing that's happening. But Toyota brought out this e-pallet, which is basically like a little store on wheels that's not only from getting you to point A to point B, but also they're thinking food on demand, which is basically the whole Uber delivery system, if not their whole infrastructure. All these other things, Pizza Hut, Amazon, which would be big, right? Because now you're talking UPS and FedEx, USPS. This starts to affect everybody, and they're trying to have this rolling by 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which, one, I think that is plausible.
Yes.
I think that's doable.
Yes.
But the impact of this in the next 2 years affects so many people's jobs. And I think what I want our listeners and our viewers to realize, that when we're talking about technology, we can dive deep into the nuts and bolts, the mechanics of things, but we want you to think how technology impacts your life. And imagine these type of vehicles rolling down the street.
Right.
No Uber drivers, no FedEx people, no UPS people. All these people are gone. Right. No USPS, but these vehicles on demand. The same conversations that we had about Tesla back in the day and going autonomous at some point, being able to add your vehicle back to a ride sharing service where it autonomously goes to pick up other people. So you start to compete with taxi and any other ride sharing service, and all that stuff gets competed against. But Toyota doing this and then licensing this out to other companies, people are out of jobs, man, all over the world.
Right. And with Toyota doing this, they're going to bring you a great product. Yeah. Very efficient. Yeah. Easy to mass produce. Okay.
And stable. Something that does not necessarily break down at all.
Exactly.
People got Camrys with 1 million miles. Yeah. They're not breaking down, folks. Right. They just roll.
Right. So I know like HEB, they got the curb pickup, right? Mm-hmm. But this Toyota thing will push it to the next step where they deliver it to you.
Yep. I agree.
That's it. It's just over. I know we talk about it and people hear us on the show, but they just don't.
No, you good.
They just don't. I don't think people. You Technocrats really realize what we said on this show. For those who are tuning in and who want to become a Technocrat, the world is changing. Things they talk about now is being done within the next year.
Yeah. We talk about that all the time. We talk about something we think is 3-4 years away.
Yeah.
It's next year. This year after next. And like prototypes are out.
right.
They're rolling right now from a prototype perspective. So I am not stunned or surprised. It's something that as a consumer we're going to enjoy, but there are always consequences. And then you go ahead.
I got a question for you.
Hit me.
Do you think this is proven true that the future is the world gonna be controlled even more so by big business?
Okay. I will answer that right after this break.
Okay.
This particular portion of the show is sponsored by us right here at The Sphere. So, are you starting your business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We're moving to Vimeo. We're on your Amazon Alexa, and so much more. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
There it is.
So, ask me your question again.
All right. As a lot of people are predicting, and we're talking about this topic with the Toyota car and how it's going to be such a game changer, do you believe now that as people are saying in the future, the world is going to become even more so controlled by big business, and it's going to be harder for little people to even get crumbs with this new technology? What do you think?
So, to answer your question, yes and yes, right?
Okay.
I think what happens is, with technology specifically, efficiency wins unless you're the type of consumer that wants the personal touch. And for the consumer that wants the personal touch, you're still willing to visit the mom and pop store. You're still willing to visit someone who's going to deliver something to you that may take more time, but it's going to have that craftsman feel to it, whatever that is that they're creating for you, or producing for you, or whatever service they're delivering. The issue is that more people are getting stuck into this microwave society, and we're wanting things as immediate as possible. And because of that, because of the invention of an Amazon Prime, those things have warped our minds to have expectations that are unrealistic for humans, that can only be delivered to by something that has a robotic touch to it, something that has a more instantaneous feel to it. And the only people that can build products or infrastructure that has that feel and touch are big businesses, because they've got the monetary tender to make it happen. So eventually, all of our coins, all our money that we're spending will get spent in big businesses versus small businesses. And they will continue to rise and grow and grow and grow because they're taking a little bit from a lot of folks. And the people that used to be in business are still fighting to stay in business will eventually fall by the wayside because everybody's so inundated with instantaneous.
They're going to get snatched up. That's good. I see you.
So that's just what it is. I mean, do you agree? You disagree?
I agree, but sadly, I think this is going to take place faster than what most people think it is. I feel like as soon as these things get on the market, we already know how much attention. We know how when the Tesla made the announcement and announced the Roadster with that truck, 2 weeks after that, we started hearing more and more people coming on board saying they want that truck, right?
Yeah.
Because people realizing, the short routes they can travel and the less maintenance and how this is going to give them a return on investment faster than anything that's out there. Okay, we already talked about how that's going to take away the truck drivers. If this thing start doing the delivery services, not only by bringing things to the consumer at their home onto their job, I mean, it's just, think about how the bulk of people for the education for certain skills like practicing medicine, doing things in law, doing certain things in engineering that requires more so of your opportunity in your mindset. But a mechanical function, basically anything you can do with your hands or work on a similar line of machine, a machine is going to replace you. And I see all these different people, and we're looking at the sprawling of India and China and other places that's on board now. The economies are already surpassing America and the States. That's what they're going to be buying.
True.
They're not going to be wanting bringing on people on board and deal with that whole process, hiring people, doing background check. If they got somebody, a machine that can go out there and charge itself and go drive and deliver and make things such as that, that's it. But we're just talking about right now for us the machines and advanced AI to make deliveries and get to point A to point B. We ain't talking about all the other stuff, that advanced robotry, which we're going to talk about in other shows, where it's gotten to now. And just simple things for us, things that dispense medicine for you now. They're talking about Walgreens, where you no longer have that person there, where it's going to be a robot dispense. We're talking about the robotic barista at Starbucks now. And McDonald's giving you things. So it's just...
I walked into a Panera the other day, and I was like, really? I got tablets so I can order my food? And there was like 6 or 7 people at the tablets. There was like 2 people in line. And there are 2 cash registers, 2 humans that are working a line with 2 people in line, and there's 6 people over at the tablets. And I'm like... It don't make sense if you can be serviced right now that you still rather, and that speaks to a whole nother disassociation with society that's happening, where people would much rather interface with an interface than interface with a human.
Right.
That's a whole nother show, folks.
That is.
Whole nother show. Let me move on to still within CES. Something else that popped off was Google with the View. Okay. Now, the importance of this, for those that don't know, is because of one company named Amazon. They've been killing the game with their Alexa hardware. Now, Alexa started with the Echo, then the Echo Dot, and then it went to the Echo Show, which is a 7-inch screen for the device to give you a view of the things that Alexa's talking about, versus just having to listen to it and give verbal commands and feedback and whatnot. You could actually see things like the weather, like directions. You could at one point see YouTube videos, but Amazon and Google, they play fight all the time, so things happen. But now Google's saying, you know what, we need to step up to the bat and have our own hardware. Well, at least get our interface on some hardware. And they've decided to roll with JBL on this, which means that we're going to see a lot more of some type of device that can combat against the Amazon Echo Show. But this particular device is the JBL Link View. 8-inch screen, and of course you're going to get the human-like voice response, everything that you can expect from it, including weather, all your forecast information, photos from your own photo reels, your YouTube stuff, everything that you need, and streaming music. Plus, you can do, now you've seen this for those that have an Android phone, and that's the Duo, right? You have the app on your phone called Google Duo, so you can do voice or video calls. So they're gonna embed the camera in this device, so you can do the same thing, which is just like Amazon's drop-in feature through Alexa. So no price, summertime, but once again, the first of many. Jay, do you think there's time left? And this is almost like a Microsoft smartphone conversation that we had a year ago, literally.
Right.
Do you think, are we still in the infancy enough now for people to get in and play in this space with the connected home, or has Amazon taken over completely? Now, mind you, we still don't have the Apple Home Pod yet.
Yeah,
right? Or whatever the big pod speaker thing is.
That's a good point.
So has Amazon sold it up, or we still got time?
Okay, let me say this. Address Apple HomeKit, they dropped the ball by not having it ready in December for the holiday season. And I think they, so far back now, they cannot gain that ground and that momentum. Alexa has been out in the game. So many people have already invested into it. Yeah. And all people made it a part of their everyday life to interact with her, that you're going to have to come with something very significant for anyone to leave. And some people still not going to want to leave. So
I feel
it's 2 or 3 kind of want to. Yeah, 2 or 3 years deep now.
Yeah, it's literally.
And it works well.
Thousands of skills.
And it's customizable, and it's compatible with just about anything.
Yeah.
But if it is one person or one company that I feel that can reign supreme despite Amazon having that big, huge jump start, it's Microsoft.
Really? I wasn't expecting you to say that. Okay.
I'm going to say Microsoft.
Okay.
I feel like Apple HomeKit, unless they do some serious change in the marketing and things, it's just not going to do well. As what I'm talking about for this instance right here, for us taking over the home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel Microsoft is already everyone's home for the PC-based operating system anyway. Microsoft needs to get in with them to take over the smart thermostat with Microsoft, where Cortana,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. She's already raised over it. Okay.
I know, right?
But she can take over smart theater, take over the stoves, take over opening the doors, bringing on the video camera, do all the things Alexa can do and more. But what they have in the OS already in the house, and they had a media hub algorithm that's running your PC that can sense other media devices, and they used to call it DNA, I want to say.
Yeah.
Digital. Well, I forgot what that's the acronym right now.
Mm-hmm.
But they used to have it where it senses what's all on your network, and any type of device interoperate with it or communicate with it, the protocol they have. With Microsoft being a home, they should be able to leverage that, where once they get on your network, it can easily interface and talk to any of those smart devices. And Microsoft should work with different people to make peripherals or make different hardware that's very elegant, because the software and operating system Windows 10 is already there.
It is.
So the thing is, they need to be trying to get with these vendors and say, hey, we ain't got to do anything. It's nothing you really need to do. You just make the hardware. We got the software. Let's just start shipping this out. I think that's the company that really can take over the home is Microsoft. I feel like Microsoft can take over the home if they wanted to. We got the Xboxes already there. Connect can be revived for other different things. I mean,
I hear you.
And you manage everything, do your program, everything from Windows 10 desktop in your house.
You know what was funny? You've said this before, and you made a strong case for it then, and you make a strong case now. I think Microsoft does have an opportunity if they take it serious. Obviously, they got with JBL, if I remember correctly, or JBL. Yeah, JBL, and they did a Cortana speaker. They have it over at the Microsoft store. I saw it about a month ago. But obviously, you hear nothing of it. You see one device, that's it.
Right.
So we'll see.
Right.
The jury's still out on Microsoft. They may sleep on the connected home for whatever reason.
Right.
And that'll come back to bite them 10 years from now, just like mobile did.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. The rest of CES was pretty much the same old stuff. Big TVs, robot pets, and eco-friendly cars and stuff like that. Nobody's really doing it like, some of the big players are doing it from a vehicle perspective. You got your talking refrigerators and things like that as well. And we shall see what really comes to fruition. Not all this vaporware conversations, but things that really come out that we can put our hands on in the market. I do want to get one of those balls, though. They mentioned some type of ball for the one gadget left standing. I'd like to get my hands on one of those. That'd be kind of cool. I may order some for Christmas. We'll see what happens. But moving on in the show, last but not least, we've talked a lot, or a little, perhaps, about Bitcoin on this show. Bitcoin, people are going crazy over cryptocurrency. People are going crazy over the idea of the fundamentals of blockchain, and most people don't even know what it is. Most people don't realize that we've been utilizing blockchain for 10 years now. I mean, that is not new. But the fact of using digital currency surrounding blockchain technology is something that's fairly new, and fairly as in, Bitcoin's been out since 2006, 2005. Yes. It's been out a minute. But
just gained momentum in the last 5 years.
Exactly.
And really in the last 2 years, it's just...
Yeah, in the last 6 months, it's been going crazy.
Yeah.
But we want to talk a little bit about the new jobs that are coming down the pipe from those people that have decided to tie themselves to this blockchain technology and perhaps Bitcoin specifically. Now, we've got a list of about 18 different positions. And Jay, I want to go through this list with you.
Okay.
And you tell me the realism, what you think from an enterprise perspective.
Yes.
How realistic are some of these positions? Starting with senior software engineer, cryptocurrency. What's your thoughts on that?
Senior software engineer, more in the computer sciences major degree. So definitely, because I think people are going to get to where they not want to put their hands on money or currency anymore.
Okay.
I can see a lot of people, especially international trade, moving money. I think this is going to change the way the Swiss bank is utilized today. But I'm going to give you another point, what I think is also going to change for us in the software engineering space, as we talk about one of our sponsors at Elite Dental Wellness.
Okay.
At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness by calling 713-789-8680.
All right. And remember, if you mention the Sphere, you get 10% off your service. So you might want to do that. Might save you some crypto coins.
Yes, yes.
All right. So
yes.
You think senior software engineer is a yes?
I think big time. Most all the software and things that's going to come, let's start looking like we're talking, for instance, people working for Quicken, Intuit, people working some of the mobile app space. People are going to want to accept Bitcoin currency to be in there, and they can manage their Bitcoin bank accounts that they have as well.
Gotcha.
So they're going to have cryptocurrency and certificates and things like that.
Okay.
And PKI infinite interface is tied into that.
Well, if that's the case, then cryptocurrency analyst, developer, that's probably all in there. Let's slide down to cryptocurrency trader. Now, I'm gonna stop right here because it caught my eye.
Okay.
And we're kind of already seeing the development of people who are literally making big coin off of BitCoin. You know, they're literally making good dollars right now by trading currency. Now, obviously, trading currency is nothing new.
Right.
People have been in Forex. People have been trading gold, silver, the yen, the dollar, the dinar. They've been trading everything, anything they can get their hands on. As long as you can make a profit, people are trading it from a currency perspective. But now we're starting to see cryptocurrency traders, people who are trading Litecoin for Ethereum, and people are trading Bitcoin for Dogecoin, and all these, and Snoop even got a coin. Like everybody's got their own coins, and people are trying to make money off of it. The question is it sustainable?
Well, like we talk about everything else, even with technology, even the car industry, anything, it's always going to be a big three. Okay. So a lot of these people are going to fail from the wayside over time. 2 to 5 years from now, you never hear of them. It's going to be three that's going to reign supreme, where it's going to be good and kosher for you internationally or globally around the world. So as far as getting the trading now, unless you got enough money to afford for that person and that resource to be staying on the up and up and watching the numbers and how things are changing, I don't see where that person be really valuable, but I do see it be very valuable for someone who's getting in the game early now, because you're going to be one of the pioneers, and then 2 to 5 years from now, you're going to be considered a senior, or you're going to be an advisor, or you're going to be considered an expert, and you'll be traveling to Bloomberg show,
for real,
Fox Business,
having these
conversations, having these conversations, everything, and then seek out highly. Pay some good, the NARI to do this. So I think that would be very lucrative if you want to be patient. Okay. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case, then you're talking, because you said long term, then like they've got number 11 as a COO of cryptocurrency, right? So obviously that's something that could come through time, because somebody's going to have to lead up these divisions who understands the operations that surround cryptocurrency. You need someone to run all the analysts and the DevOps and all the developers and everybody else. So it makes sense.
Right. You know what? So I just think about the people that's in it now, and who've been in it 5 years or so. Eventually they're going to start small companies. But I think a lot of these people, even though everybody's adopting and trying to do everything they can and investing a lot into Bitcoin, I feel like the people who are in it now, for us, the programmers, what I really see is going to happen, the cryptocurrency people, they're going to get together and form a business, consulting their business out of Silicon Valley.
That would be dope.
And what's going to happen, since they are the pioneers of it, everybody's going to want to seek them to make cryptocurrency. You know how we got certain standards for AES and web and everything like that? I guarantee you it's going to be a team of these research students now, and people who are in the industry starting it. They're going to be looking for people to invest in or start a company where they're going to make these certain protocols are going to be the standard for everywhere. and for the cryptocurrency.
And speaking of which, there's number 15. This will probably be the last one we talk about, is cloud engineer with Bitcoin protocol / blockchain.
Yeah.
So you're having these engineers, these teams of engineers that literally are building these new protocols that support Bitcoin, or that, new iterations of blockchain technology that just get better and better and better, that become the global standards that we see. The question is it all real or is it a hoax?
Right.
Who
That's
knows?
True. And you know what? Well, you just a good point. The one thing I'm waiting to see, when you start seeing the top universities in America and Britain start adopting some of these into their programs and their major degree programs in finance and microeconomics, things like that, when they start changing, when I start seeing some of this coming into their curriculum, then you know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
Right.
It's Bitcoin time, baby.
Right.
But good people,
Right.
this is what we do each and every week here on Technocrats. We give you the ins and outs of technology so you can empower yourself through these tumultuous times when you're having to deal with stuff that just ain't acting right.
Right.
And new technology coming down the pipeline is making your stuff obsolete. But remember, if you got any questions about anything we've done today, feel free to hit us up. You can shoot us an email to technocrats@thesphere.tv, or you can hit us up on social media @thesphere.tv. Use our hashtag Technocrats. Jay, my G, where can good people reach you at?
Y'all continue to hit me up on Instagram and at Twitter at AstroTesla80, or just email me at jdavis@astrotesla.com.
That's what's up. And of course, you can reach me anywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or Snapchat when I'm in a snapping mood @GHawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. This has been another great episode of Technocrats. We will see you all next time. Take care.